Welcome everybody. In this video I will show you a little trick to improve AoE2 DE performance even further than the previous video. In addition to using the latest version of Sensei DE, and in this version we can disable up to 50 game effects and animations, and we have some more stuff which we'll talk all about right now. Let's go to the releases page, get the portable version as usual. And yes, perfect. Let's run it from the archive file. And before you do that, make sure Steam is running. And while we are on Steam, let's disable some of the most annoying features here that lower your FPS. The overlay in theater and the controller, if you don't use the controller, of course. Right, now we're ready. Let's run. Perfect. All right. So I decided to do this from scratch, so you can guys follow me from the top. So we have to select the high performance profile. What this one does, it will switch your profile from high, ultimate, medium, all the way to low, plus additional tweaks I've done myself. So it's like lowest profile. However, the quality picture is not affected when you choose this. It's affected when you shrink the resolution. So we're gonna shrink the quality to 80, which is not possible when using the in-game settings. In-game settings are limited, as I explained before. And we have here a couple more options to increase the startup of the game. So the splash screen, we will pixelize the splash screen, and we will disable the intro videos. So these will help running the game or starting up faster, right? And coming to the most important feature here is disabling the hidden effects. So we turn this on, and this will bring up the game effects. We select everything and we turn off 50 animation and effects. You can always access the effects from the gear and customize which one you want to enable or disable. Then, you know, just turn off or restore everything. Of course, everything is possible. And we are coming to the disable menu effect. So if you guys have low FPS when you're navigating the main menu of AoE2 DE, all you have to do is enable this button. That's it. And now we have another option, which is, by the way, recommended by Microsoft themselves. So what this one does, it will add the game to your Windows Defender antivirus. So if you have Windows Defender, just like me, it's recommended to turn this on. Big time recommended. If you don't have Windows Defender or it's disabled, you have disabled it, that's great. I will thank you, I will shake your hand for that. But if you have, turn it on. And now coming to the game power setting, this is probably the most important one, which I should have implemented in the previous video. And it's recommended by Microsoft, by Age of Empires website as well. So if you go to the Age of Empires website, they recommend you to find the option with graphic settings and browse for the game and add it and switch. It's a lot of work to be honest. But you don't have to worry about that because you can turn it on from here. So if I switch here to high performance, let's double check graphics settings. There it is. As you can see, the game is right here. You can double check yourself to ensure it is there. Perfect. Now coming to a very important section here below. I didn't talk much about override high DPI. So if you guys, let's go to the desktop. Let's go to the desktop so I can explain. Right click, display settings. I'm using only a single display, which is my monitor. So I'm gonna select this one. And here scroll down to scale in layout. So make sure you have it on 100%. If you have it on 150 and you do not wish to switch to 100, totally fine. You don't have to do that, but you have to do this. Okay? But you have to do this so your game will not be forced to use the scaling, and when it does, it will use more CPU and more RAM. So once you do this, you will notice from the task manager that the game is using less RAM and less CPU. Of course, if you have this on more than 100, if you have this on more than 100. And I am talking to people with screens with 3K screens or higher than 24-inch. So those are the people I'm talking about. And also this applies to people who use dual screen. So if I scroll down here, I'm using only show on 2. So if I were to have extend these displays, it's recommended to use the high DPI because there are some high DPI operation in the background. So we need to override them for the game. So that's that about this high DPI. The run as admin, I explained that it's important. So for instance, sometimes the vertical sync will not work because why? You have installed the graphics card as admin and the game is not running as admin. So how are you supposed to access the vertical sync of your graphic card? So that's problematic. And we have here the disable full screen optimization. The full screen optimization is a feature introduced by Microsoft, and it is not that good. Please Google full screen optimization and come back to me because a lot of people are not satisfied with it, and they have seen a lot of improvement when they disable it. So check this one too. And within the same context of optimization, we will switch to the tab additional. All right, so when we switch to tab additional, we have here in the bottom improve gaming and experience. You can do a couple of things here, such as disabling the health bars, the click drag, the double click, enable the double click villager. But what's important for us is to disable the zoom in game and no health bars, and ensure that your zoom is like 50 here. But for the sake of this trick that I'm about to show you now, we will have it on like 70. Okay, we will have it on 70, and I will apply the settings. If the settings, to be sure, I will do this. I will check for Steam restart. I'm gonna do this because I will tell you why. If you guys are struggling with settings not being applied by Steam, it's because the Steam Cloud keeps restoring those files from the Steam Cloud and putting them back. So anything you do to change the settings won't change. And that applies to hotkeys, most importantly. So if we go here, we have a section for hotkeys. Let's run the app again. Additional. So here, I'm sure that a lot of you are having this issue when you try to switch hotkeys. They do not switch. So the problem is resolved here. Once we can import hotkeys from here, we can set hotkeys from here. As you can see, all of them are in there. But what matters here in this tutorial is the performance. So let's forget about these settings for now, and let's do the trick I was talking about. So I'm gonna lower the resolution. And if you can see your resolution here, you can go to the Nvidia panel and add it from there. So I'm just gonna lower it here. So if you let me first fix the bars from here. Let me fix OBS. Is everything good? Perfect. I hope so. Okay, so if you don't see any black bars, if you see black bars, go to your Nvidia panel or AMD. If you see black bars in the sides, I mean, this happens when you try to switch resolution, and then go to adjust desktop size and position. Choose full screen instead of aspect ratio. So full screen, what will do? It will scale the game to the resolution, or scale the monitor to the resolution. So that's actually perfect here. We have it there, and now let's just we can close this one. And what am I gonna do? I have to record. I will close the app because we're done here, right? I will have to use the game capture, so I'm gonna enable it, and I'm gonna close here. Not sure why this is not stopping. So okay, Steam is ran. Let's make sure we have those settings checked off, just to double check. I suspect everything, you know. So what I'm gonna do, make sure I have my capture there. So we run the game. We are asked to confirm. We hit yes. Perfect. And as you can see, the intro is pixelized. Alright, now we're in the main menu. What are we gonna do? We're gonna go to multiplayer, ranked, and let's run a performance test. Well, just so you guys know, we have shrinked the game quality or the game picture quality to 80%. If you don't like 80%, which is going to be here, so if you see that, if you don't like what you see here, you can still switch it to 90 and it's gonna improve a little bit more. And if you don't, if you're not satisfied with 90, you can still switch to 100. It's totally fine. The zoom, as you can see, is there is no difference with it and with the full HD. It feels the same. It feels the same. I can swear on that because we're using zoom 70%. And obviously there is no fire effects here or explosions or smokes, so that's actually nice for the late game. Really nice for the late game when you have like a lot of buildings. Okay, I hope we get some juicy benchmark. Alright, not bad. 1,172. That's probably more than what we had before. So now what I'm gonna do, I will turn off OBS. I will close OBS. I will stop the recording and close OBS and run the benchmark without recording. But at the end of the benchmark, I will run OBS and show you how much I... Guys, we did it. We exceeded the 1100 barrier. We exceeded the 1100. Now we're at 1200 benchmark with this little trick. Oh my god. So before I wasn't recording with OBS, but now I stopped recording and I just now started recording, so we can see. So it's like 1200. That's quite a lot, to be honest. 1200, that's quite a lot. It's almost as good as a high-end computer. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know how the benchmark went for you, and let's see you sometime in other video. Have a nice day.